Andre, just right here, Andre. After missing the last week or so, how'd it feel to get back there on the court, and how'd you feel you played?
Well, first, great seeing everybody in person. I think a lot of room to improve, obviously. First game back, felt really good though. Trying to get my rhythm back, trying to get my flow back, my swag. I feel pretty good, pretty confident. I know I was out for a few days, but I'm not gonna let that take over me, take over my playing time, how I play, and all that. So I just gotta continue to work hard, come ready to go to practice tomorrow, and be ready to go.
Rob, could you turn off the light on your phone? Thanks. Go ahead.
Coleman, how did you most feel Andre and Trent on the court tonight?
I thought it was a little bit of relief. I think last game, Monte did a great job, bringing the ball up. But I think it was just less pressure on the offense, them being able to bring the ball up, and then the way they guard too, being out there for them to guard. And I love having them out there. Bello does his thing on offense, Trent does his thing on defense, and it's just, I feel like it's less pressure on us.
Go ahead, Scott.
Yes, Andre, how would you characterize maybe that back and forth between you and the Arkansas State bench?
I like it. I love it. I'm a guy that is gonna come out and play hard all the time. Play my game. But when you're gonna come out here and talk in Spanish, curse at me, talk about my mom, my family, and everything, I'm not gonna let that take it too far. So instead of talking trash, I made that nice little layup, just blew him a kiss. That's it.
Andre, to follow that up, they were kind of on you early on about you're not going to shoot, you're only going to pass. And I saw you and Coach Utterman kind of shrug, like, well, we'll see about that. How do you kind of not let that become your focus and still keep yourself in the game as a part of in the team focus?
It's just called being the bigger person, man. If they want to talk, let them talk. I'm gonna continue to play my game. Like I said, I'm always come out and do my thing. If they say I can shoot, I don't even think I took too many shots because I was just, taking what they were giving me, and they were like, "Oh, he can shoot," but you can't guard me either. Like, you give me ball screens, layups, passes. So I'm always come out and take whatever is there. And I think that was a great thing I did today. First came back, I wasn't trying to do too much, and I just got to continue to play that way because it's definitely really good.
Derek?
Heading into the season, seemed like Coach really challenged you guys defensively, said you weren't where you wanted to be. How do you feel like you've progressed since then? And it seemed like you really overwhelmed them out there tonight.
I think we did a great job. Sorry. Defensively, we know to win a national championship, go back-to-back Big Ten champs, we got to guard. And to win our league, we got to guard. And, Monday, we got to guard. We got a great team on the road. So it's definitely a point of emphasis every practice because, like I said, that's what's going to get us really far to try and win a national championship and hopefully the Big Ten back-to-back as well.
Doug?
Coleman, you mostly shut down Norshad Omier, one of the best players in the Sun Belt Conference. Let's talk about that a little bit. Was it a focus going into the game, something you worked on in practice?
No, honestly, I just went out there and played hard. I think Omar and Ben got 2 quick fouls, so they had to push me to the 5. And I just went out there and try to play hard, bring energy for the team. I think what really the turning point was, when that coach was laughing at Bello or saying whatever to Bello. That was when we started to turn up on them. So I just just went out there and played hard, competed with him, and he didn't really do much tonight. But just went out there and played hard.
Andre, what did you make of the Arkansas State bench just saying that you were a passer and that you couldn't score?
Don't poke the bear.
Coleman, when did you find out you were starting tonight? And then also follow up on that, how do you prepare as a starter compared to when you're coming off the bench?
I didn't find out till what was it? We went in probably like 11 minutes on the clock before the game starts. But either way, I think I'm just mentally prepared to go in and bring energy. I think that's my main focus. But coming in as a starter, I think it is a great source of me really locking in. I think honestly, I think it's kind of evident now that I start sometimes, and I can really lock in and bring a lot of energy. But either way, coming off the bench, starting, either way, I'm gonna bring energy every night.
Andre, you've had a couple of oops to Coleman in the fast break here early on this season. What's that chemistry like on that, and just what do you see that he's bringing to the table?
It's been great, man. I mean, I was just looking at the stat sheet, and he had 10 boards plus 36. So just playing with him, it's great. It's 6'10", 6'11", can pass it, can shoot it. Kind of has a little style like me. He wants to be flashy too. So definitely respect his game a lot, and definitely trust him a lot on the court. I mean, he runs the lane really hard. So I feel connected with him already, and having Kofi out. It's making me build, better relationships with the guys that are dressing up for the game. So I think I've been doing a great job of trying to stay connected with my teammates and, trying to see what they like, what they don't like. And I think we've been doing a great job because, it seemed he did it today. Like, he did a great job today. And we just got to continue to do that in practice, and that's how we're going to continue to get better together.
Jeremy.
This is for both of you. Obviously, go on the road on Monday, step up in competition. What do you think through 2 games? What do you guys need to improve on? What do you think you've done so far?
I think, like I said, point of emphasis, defense. Like, it's going to be defense. Tomorrow, Sunday, that's everything coach is going to be talking about because, we know we're going to be man down again. So, guys have to step up, and we're going to do that. It's not the first time. Last year we did it. We've done it this time. So I think we're going to be, ready to go. And like I said, I don't think there's much to do besides just defense. That will get us pretty far.
Yeah, I agree with Bello. Defense. And then tonight, we didn't shoot that well from the free throw line. A big part of that was me. I think, really making teams pay when we go to the free throw line. And then as well as, when we get that little bit of pressure, executing better. Sometimes we get out of whack because they're, pressuring us maybe like full court, or we're catching the ball way past the 3-point line, but, executing then. But, tonight some teams try to do that, and then, we come out, run our offense, and they get out of that. So, yeah.
Anything else for the players? Right here, Scott.
I mean, Coleman, you just kind of did something of everything again tonight. Just what did you kind of just maybe, what were you feeling on the court where you were impacting things in multiple ways?
I think just every time I make a play, it just elevates me. And I think, like I was saying, when you bring energy, it just elevates other guys, and it's contagious. And I think, like, every time I make a play, anytime I made a block shot, rebound, just anytime I make a play, I just feel it going. The crowd's going. I just get like juiced up, and I think that, like I said, it's just contagious for the whole team. I think that really helps.
Andre, Jacob Grandison maybe doesn't get talked about as much, but what's he bring to you guys every night?
I mean, he, like you said, don't talk a lot about him, but he's a guy that always comes out, play hard, man. He never takes a play off. You see him cutting hard all the time. He always goes to the boards. He's always crashing, trying to, get an extra possession on defense, always talking. And he's always so active, man. And being around him, like Coleman said, it's contagious, man. And when guys are like that, and, we got to understand that not everybody's the same. Not everybody plays defense like Trent. Not everybody plays defense like Jake. But when you have guys like, Coleman, guys like Trent, like DeMonte, and all those guys that bring a lot of energy, and like Jake, Kofi's another great guy. Like, that's contagious, man. And having Jake around is definitely a plus always.
That was a good Arkansas State team. A team that Mike does a great job. They return a lot. And then you add Sills, who's a SEC talent and a guy who can really fill it up. And they play hard. One of the things I was really impressed with tonight was our effort. I think it's we want that to be a reoccurring theme, our effort and what we do defensively. We really challenged this team last few days with our defensive effort. I thought that we were really good in the Jackson State game, and we had to be. minus guys. And now you get a couple guys back, and you can't slip in that area. So we challenged him. We wanted to hold him under 5 threes. We wanted to out-rebound him 20. Again, we wanted to pound the offensive glass, 24 offensive rebounds. I feel great about that. I thought Coleman Hawkins had as good a spurt in the first half with effort plays as I've seen maybe in my time here. One of the things that I pay a lot of attention to are fouls drawn. He drew 10 fouls tonight. That's a sign of tremendous effort and activity. I thought we got great play again from Ben off the bench. If we would have cleaned up our screening tonight, he and Omar probably have a few more minutes. But great to have Curbelo and Trent back. We saw Curbelo just kind of spray it. We scored 92 points tonight, missed 23s, and we're a good shooting team, and just didn't shoot the ball very well. We're still a little out of sync on that end, but it was great to have him back. I thought he just hit singles all night, just made a lot of really smart plays. We opened the court up and the stretch in the middle of the second half, and he got downhill. And another really, really solid night from Jacob Grandison. And then Trent does what Trent does, is harass everybody's best guard into a really tough night. And he had a nice night on himself offensively. So all in all, very pleased. Now we take a step up. We go on the road, and we find out truly who we are.
Right here, Ben. Jeremy.
Brad, no matter who the opponent, Division I, and 100 points in 2 games, Coleman and Curbelo are both saying defense is important on Monday. How have you gotten through to them on that end, and what have you done well on that end?
Well, there's a reason we got beat a few times last year, and it was usually, nights when the ball didn't go in and we didn't have enough energy or enough fortitude to play through our opponents, and we're really trying hard to control what our effort is every single day and every single night out, and we can guard. We've got guys who are very, very good defenders. RJ came in there in that second half, and that's how I base freshmen's playing time is what they do defensively, and so we're getting better. We're trying. It's one of the things that we keep telling our guys. Offense wins games, defense wins championships, and where we want to go, we got to guard. And again, this was a much better team than anybody we faced, and held them to less than 5 threes, and dominated the glass against a team that I think at the end of the year will be a NCAA tournament team.
Scott.
You mentioned Coleman's stretch there in the first half. Just what do you think maybe clicked for him in that latter part where, maybe early shot selection was a little iffy, but everything kind of worked after that?
Yeah, Coleman's a sophomore, but played 6 minutes a game. He's very juvenile still in his growth, and we can't forget that he's still developing into a really good college player and experiencing some things. So he's going to make some mistakes, and as long as they're the aggressive type, I'm good. And I thought he was much better tonight. I thought he was much more, I don't want to say subdued, but under control. And when he plays like that, boy, he's a heck of a player.
Seems like you ran a lot of guys at Sills tonight defensively, whether it was Trent, whether it was Jacob, whether it was DeMonte, and how much, freedom does that give you on the defensive end to be able to run that many kind of different lengths of bodies at guys who are pretty good scorers? Yeah,
and I think when you look at Sills, I think you look at I'm going to see what he did tonight. Eaton was 5 of 14. I'll take those numbers every night. And again, it was a challenge. Those guys are good players, and you want to make guys work for it and don't give them anything easy. And I was a little disappointed. We had a little stretch in the first half. We gave up some easy baskets in transition, I think 3 of them. But we can throw length at them. Coleman gives us that versatility as well. You get DeMonte with his length as well, and we can throw, because all those guys can move their feet, they can really guard, so we can throw a lot of different weapons at you.
Tyler.
So Coleman Hawkins got the start tonight over DeMonte. What was the thought process going into that?
None. I mean, that's just we kind of brought DeMonte off the bench. I like him in that role as a veteran, and we're still trying to figure all that out till we get all of our pieces. But that's been part of what we've been thinking and trying to grow into, is having a very, very productive bench.
They got in a little bit of foul trouble, went to a zone there for a little bit. How do you think your guys handled that, and how does that bode for when you start facing the high major teams?
I think we're a team that could be very difficult to zone. And I mean, you start putting Coleman in the middle of that, you put Jacob and DeMonte in the middle, you put Curbelo in the middle, we're still going to run sets and ball screen it, and we were a monster last year offensively, and in terms of our efficiency against zones. So again, we got to continue to probably work on it a little more, but I thought we handled it okay tonight.
Derek.
What was Curbelo's lead up like to this game, and what was important for him to have the efficient night? 7 assists, only 2 turnovers. He struggled with turnovers in the exhibition games.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they counted. With him, it's never easy. I was really concerned about both he and Trent tonight in limited minutes and trying to control their minutes. It's not easy from a conditioning standpoint to take off 7, 8, 9 days, whatever that process was. And, they do a little bit every day. And when you're in the concussion protocol, there's steps you have to take, 4 or 5 days worth. And any setback, just kicks you back. So, you guys think I'm nuts when I say day to day. I don't know. But it's the protocol. And, Trent's a unique athlete. Trent's as gifted an athlete as there is on this campus. And he comes back and not breathing hard, not even tired, first day, and looks like he's never missed a day, and makes 7 straight threes and a little bit of a scrimmage. It's just Trent. But I was pleased with both of them. I thought they both did a great job, and Curbelo just hit singles tonight. He didn't have to do anything crazy because we spread the floor and got him in open space.
Brad.
Coach, you start Trent out on Sills a couple possessions. Eaton starts scoring. You move him on to Eaton. Is Trent's just ability to guard multiple guys and just be a shutdown defender, just cut the head off the snake type thing that you've talked about before? Talk about his defensive prowess, and he just looks better every time.
He's elite. I've been saying it for 2.5, 3 years. I mean, he is elite. He never gets screened. You want him on the ball. If you get a shooter and they start running him off screens, he never gets screened. He's always right there. They may make one because they jump over him, but over the course of 40 minutes, and then he never fatigues. He never gets tired, and it takes your soul when you see him guarding you, and you think, oh man, I got him, and no, there he is right there, and he's just that guy, and he's takes so much pride. Today in our shoot around, I mean, our walkthrough, I mean, he's guarding his tail off, and I mean, guys are getting ticked at him, and he's going full bore, for shoot around. So he does it every day, does it every play.
You only got one more without Kofi now, but has Ben, even when he comes back, earned the right to maybe be part of a big time rotational piece once you get him back in your front court?
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think his productivity, I think his experience for a guy who hasn't played a lot but has been in our program and knows what we do, and there's a tremendous amount of confidence I have knowing that he doesn't make mistakes, and there's no doubt he's earned that right.
18-2 run after the technicals. Was that kind of a tactical move, or were you just mad?
I was sticking up for my guy, and that's I didn't really say much, but he whacked me. But that's more. We've got to be better at some of that. But yeah, I'm going to stick up for my guy when I think he's right.
Scott.
Was Bello's technical explained to you at all, or just what
there
the back and forth there?
Yeah, there was a lot of bantering, and we've got to get beyond that. So, it's one of those deals we'll talk about tomorrow, and we'll get it handled and make sure that we just turn our back and walk away from that stuff.
Gavin.
Andre opened up the game with a couple of really nifty passes that got the crowd really excited. Just what does he bring to this team as far as entertainment value and playmaking?
I don't look at it as entertainment, so maybe you guys are better off answering that question. Yeah, he's got abilities that very few have, and when I hope everybody appreciates what they see sometimes, because it is very spectacular. It is very rare. Not many people have those capabilities to do those things, and he makes them look pretty easy a lot. But the thing I'm really proud of Bello tonight was how he played defensively. He took that challenge and hadn't had to do that in the first couple exhibition games. Tonight he was dialed in at that end, and that was huge.
Coach, going into this season, you knew you had good guards. You knew you had an All-American center. But what is the play that you're getting out of the 3 and the 4 positions doing for this team? Is that something that can bump the team up to a different level?
Time will tell. I think so. I've always been very positive about Coleman. I've said all summer I think he's ready to take that next step. I think we're starting to see that. Now he's got another step. High-level dudes and legit size, and believe me, Marquette's got that. But it's not for lack of talent, lack of ability. And Jacob has been a guy that has just grown. And now you add Luke and RJ and to those wing spots and versatility, and you throw DeMonte back in there it can play 1 through 4, and all of a sudden you got a group of guys that you feel pretty good about.
Jeremy.
Brad, I know you said day-to-day with all these guys, but Austin Hutcherson, are you expecting longer absence from him, or what's the latest with him?
He actually went through the first part of our game day shoot-around today, which was shooting. So I don't have the update beyond that, but he was actually shooting. So I'm taking that as encouragement, and I'll talk to Paul afterwards. But beyond that, I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means practice tomorrow or practice whenever. So we'll just see what that looks like. Excuse me.
Obviously, it's been a rough go for him, injury-wise. Just how does this impact him, both mentally and physically, to get into a rhythm once he is able to come back? Well,
he's such a good kid. I mean, he just he just keeps grinding, and he keeps working, and he keeps doing everything he can, and he's an unbelievable human being, and so I think he's probably frustrated, but maybe this is the last one, maybe this is the last ding, and he can settle in and have some long periods of practice and success, and I hope that's the case.
Gabby.
You guys had 24 second chance points, and that was kind of a similar number on Tuesday. How much emphasis have you put on just the offensive boards in the offseason?
A lot. It's one of the areas we were not very good in last year. It was one of the areas we really challenged this group. We've spent a lot of time not just emphasizing it, working on it. There's an art to it. We call it opposite and inside. We actually chart in the course of a season. We chart our missed shots. 75% of our missed shots go middle or opposite. So we flood that area, and we play percentages. And then it's part of hoping that we have depth, that we can, just by effort, just getting guys to go. And we chart every single day in practice the number of attempts guys have to go to the offensive glass and how many times they go. And if they're under a certain percentage, they run. So it's a big emphasis of how we score. When you can score on the glass, you're doing it against a defense that isn't set, and 1 out of every 2 offensive rebounds ends in a foul. So I like those odds. So we emphasize it a lot.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Thanks, Coach.